as Eminem said, if you had one shot and one opportunity, would you capture it or would you let it slip? And I decided I'm going to do my best to capture it. Hey guys, my name is David, and I've given up Harvard and Stanford to travel the world. I'm going to start by sharing my story, and then I'm going to get into the reasons why I decided to choose the unconventional route. All right, so I was born in Czech Republic. I was living there until I was 18. I was playing tennis. So then when I was deciding to go for college, I decided to go to the US on a tennis scholarship, which was so far the best decision of my life because it opened up so many opportunities and so many doors, and it allowed me to meet a lot of amazing people from around the world. And at the beginning, of course, it was pretty difficult. There's a lot of studying in my second language. I decided to major in biochemistry and molecular biology because I always liked sciences. So yeah, especially the first couple of semesters were really tough. The cultural difference, just the sense of humor, trying to make jokes in English was pretty difficult. I thought I was a pretty funny person in Czech, but then I was trying to say something in English, and then my accent, which was much stronger back then, sometimes the people wouldn't really understand. But that's part of the experience. It's part of moving abroad. So definitely it taught me a lot of things. Then my second year, COVID came. So I had to fly home for a few months. I actually didn't really mind it. I had time to study. I had time to just work on my things. I know that a lot of people really didn't like it. But for me, if something, it was a positive time of my life. Of course, I don't wish that there was a pandemic, but I used it to my best. Then I went back to the US, and playing tennis started to become a burden and a lot of stress. There were some disagreements with my coach, and then the team changed a lot and wasn't easy with my teammates. So then I was starting to think that there's so many other things that I'm doing, but tennis is taking up a lot of time and I'm not necessarily enjoying it as much as I was when I was a child. So then when I was in my senior year, in my last semester, I was graduating 3.5 years, so it was the fall semester. I made a really tough decision to quit the team. A lot of my friends, part of my family were telling me that I shouldn't do it, that I should finish on the team. And also I knew that if I'm going to quit the team, I'm going to lose the scholarship. But my gut and my heart were telling me that the right thing to do is to quit the team, to focus on my studies, but mainly just focus on life because there are so many other things that I wanted to do. So yeah, I did quit the team, which was an unprecedented decision until that time. But looking back, it turned out to be probably the second best decision of my life. There were a few weeks that I didn't really know what's going to happen with my future because I didn't have the money to pay for my education. But then I was really lucky that my research professor, Dr. Chow, that I was doing research with, she recommended me to the head of the chemistry department that I could get a teaching assistant job, which was not really allowed or possible for master students. It was only for graduate students, for PhD students. But luckily, they made an exception. So it really worked out really well. It paid for my credits. It even gave me some money on the top. So I had money to travel or to actually move away from campus. I bought a car, and it allowed me to actually get to know America and go to a lot of places. And yes, I'm really grateful for it. But here I would like to say that it wasn't fully a coincidence, because my GPA was really high. I was always doing the right things. I was always putting the work in. I was always on time. I'm responsible. There wasn't really any issues. So I feel like that the 3.5 years of the hard work that I put in, going to a different country, trying to adjust and doing the right things, this was the reward for me. So yes, very, very grateful for that. And this was also a time that I had to make a decision about my future. Do I want to stay in the US? I had the opportunity to get a 3-year STEM visa extension, which is what most people would do. You get a job, you make some good money, maybe you stay in the US, or then you come back to your country. Or I could go get a PhD. When I was talking to my professor, she said that I could definitely get into Harvard or Stanford, which for me, a kid growing up in Prague, was something crazy. I could have a degree from Harvard. I mean, that was something unthinkable. And definitely it was very, very tempting. But then I started thinking about it and really going deep. And I realized that I do like sciences. I do like what I was doing, but I didn't love it. And I also didn't feel like spending half of my 20s spending 12 hours a day in a lab. So at the end of the day, I decided to turn down all the opportunities and I decided to travel the world. Okay, now I'm gonna name the few reasons that made me make this decision. Okay, so the first one, as I mentioned earlier, spending our 20s. I feel like our 20s, it's an amazing time to explore, to try different things, try different businesses, to get to know people, make friends, and just live life. And I really didn't want at least 5 years of it spent in a lab, just grinding it out, barely having any money to survive, and not traveling, not seeing anything. So that was for me. I did not want to live like that during my 20s. But we only live once, or at least I believe so. Maybe cats have 7 lives, but as humans only have one. So I felt like I really need to use this one shot and one opportunity in the best way possible. As Eminem said, if you had one shot and one opportunity, would you capture it or would you let it slip? And I decided I'm going to do my best to capture it. Another reason, and I mentioned it earlier, so liking something or someone versus loving something or someone. So again, I was really liking and enjoying doing the research, but I wasn't loving it. And again, we have one life, it's not crazy long, so I want to do something that I love. I want to spend it doing something that I love, and I want to spend my life with someone that I love. So it's also, this goes for me when I talk to people, both friends and romantically. I'm always looking for people that I genuinely love, because liking something just sometimes not enough. And also at the time, I was starting to discover that there's so much in the world, there's so many countries, so many different cultures, and I just really wanted to see that. And that was also part of the reason why I was like, let's do it. I mean, yes, I can spend the next 5 years, earning the degree and making money, or not even that. I would have to wait for making money until my 30s, or I can travel the world and I can figure out how to make money as I go. So for me, at the end of the day, it became quite a clear decision. And there's one moment, and I have to mention it here, and that's a huge shout out to my good friend Izzy. So we were finishing our 3rd year. Izzy was already graduating. She was a year older, and we were sitting in an empty apartment. Everything was moved out. The end of the semester, everyone was tired after the exams and all that. And then I was talking to Izzy about plans for the summer and all that. And she showed me a book about a guy that biked from North America to South America. And I don't know why or what happened, but that was the time where I was hooked. I knew that I want to travel the world. I knew that I want to do things like that. And I got infected with the travel fever, and I am still infected with it now. So yes, big shout out to Izzy. I don't know what I would be doing if this moment didn't happen, but I'm really grateful that it did. All right, so a few thoughts and ideas at the end. This lifestyle is probably not for everyone, and is completely fine if if you went to college, now you're working or getting your PhD and having a relationship and house and like going this conventional route. There's nothing wrong with that, as long as this is what you want. And this is a big thing that I find, that a lot of people go through life in a certain way, not because that's what they chose, but that's because it just made sense, or that's what the society said. It was just the next step. And when I was thinking about it, yes, the logical or the easiest next step for me would be to PhD, job, money, career, and all that. But this is not what I wanted. Even though a lot of other people were telling me that I'm kind of crazy and stupid, foolish for doing that, I knew that I want to see the world, and that's my path, and that's for me. Again, for you, path could be different, but just make sure that you think through it. Don't spend 5 minutes thinking about your future. Really, like, you want to spend time thinking about it, you want to meditate on it, you want to go for the nature and just really think, like, is it really what I want to do? And if not, then maybe you want to change it. It's never too late to change things. So if you're doing what you're enjoying, shout out to you, amazing. The world needs more people like you. But if you're not, take that courage, make the change, leave the relationship or your job, or start something, a hobby, a business, or go travel, or whatever that is. It doesn't have to be a big thing, it can be a small thing, but go do it. Don't forget, we only have one life on this earth, on this beautiful earth, one life. Try not to waste it. Try to enjoy it as much as you can. Try to do something good for the people. All right, this was my story, and these were the reasons why I decided to turn down the corporate or the PhD Harvard Stanford route, and rather to travel the world. Right now I'm in Kyrgyzstan, here in the mountains. Yesterday I was swimming at a lake 3,500 above the sea level, like 11.5K. Freezing, but amazing. I'm really enjoying what I'm doing. I think it was the right decision, and I want to keep doing this for a little bit longer. And actually what I believe in, that if you invest in yourself by learning about some things or by traveling, I believe that the ROI is much higher than making money early on, or maybe having that good degree. But again, if you're a doctor, you have to go to school, and it's completely fine. So of course, like, there is caveats, and we have to account for that. But for a lot of people, I really believe that investing in yourself in your 20s by having experiences and learning about yourself and doing things that challenge you and get you out of your comfort zone, that's the right way to go about life. Thank you guys for watching. Greetings from beautiful Kyrgyzstan, and I'm gonna see you in the next video.